Have you ever wondered if time travel is real? Not just in movies, but right here, in our world. Throughout history, there have been baffling cases of individuals who appeared out of nowhere, claiming to be from the future or even the past. These weren't just simple stories. These were documented events that have puzzled historians and investigators for decades. Imagine a man appearing in a modern airport, holding a passport from a country that doesn't exist. This actually happened. In 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. His passport was from a country called Tord. When officials asked him to point to his country on a map, he pointed to Andorra, but became angry, insisting that Andorra didn't exist and that Tord had been there for over 1,000 years. He had currency from several European countries and his passport had stamps from previous visits to Japan and other nations. The authorities, confused and suspicious, placed him in a hotel room with 2 guards outside the door for the night. The next morning, he had vanished. He was gone, without a trace, from a room on a high floor with no balcony. The door was still locked from the outside. All his documents, which were being held at the airport security office, disappeared as well. Was he a man from a parallel universe who slipped into ours by accident? Or something else entirely? This isn't the only case. There's the story of Rudolf Fentz, a man who suddenly appeared in the middle of Times Square, New York, in 1951. He was dressed in clothing from the 19th century and was tragically hit by a car and killed. When the police investigated, they found items in his pockets that seemed to be from another era. A token for a bio worth 5 cents, a bill for the care of a horse and carriage, a letter, dated 1876, and business cards with his name on them. The investigation eventually led them to an old phone book from 1876, which listed a Rudolf Fentz at the address on his business cards. Further digging uncovered that a man of that name had disappeared without a trace in 1876 at the age of 29. Had he somehow jumped forward in time by 75 years, only to meet a tragic end moments after arriving? Then there are the predictions. Some of these alleged time travelers have made eerily accurate predictions about the future. Take John Titor, a name that became famous on internet forums in the early 2000s. He claimed to be an American soldier from the year 20, sent back to 1975 to retrieve an old IBM computer. On his way back, he stopped in the year 2004, personal reasons. He shared detailed information about his time machine, the physics behind it, and the future he came from. He spoke of a civil war in the United States, a new world war, and massive changes in global politics. While not all of his predictions came true, some of his descriptions of future technology, like the principles behind how CERN would later discover certain particles, were surprisingly on point. Then, just as suddenly as he appeared online, he was gone, leaving behind a legacy of debate and speculation. Was he a brilliant hoaxer, or a genuine traveler from a future that may or may not be our own? Another fascinating tale is that of the time-traveling hipster. A photograph from 1941, taken at the reopening of the South Forks Bridge in British Columbia, Canada, shows a crowd of people. But one man stands out. He's wearing what looks like modern sunglasses, a t-shirt with a printed logo, and holding a portable camera that seems far too advanced for the era. Everyone else is in typical 1940s attire, like hats and suits. Skeptics have tried to debunk it, suggesting his clothes and gear could have existed back then. But to most people, he looks completely out of place, like a tourist from the 21st century who accidentally photobombed a historical event. These stories often share common threads. The individuals have no verifiable past, no birth certificates, no family records, nothing. They speak of places and events that are foreign to us. Some have even spoken in unknown languages or dialects that linguists couldn't identify. In many cases, these individuals were taken into custody by authorities, only to vanish from locked rooms or secure facilities, leaving officials baffled and leading to speculation of government cover-up. Were these incidents classified and hidden from the public to prevent panic or to study the phenomenon in secret? Of course, we have to consider the other side. Many of these stories could simply be elaborate hoaxes created by people seeking attention. Some might be cases of mental illness, where individuals genuinely believe they are from another time. It's easy to dismiss them as fiction. The details are often fuzzy and concrete. Irrefutable evidence is almost always missing. We live in an age of digital manipulation, where creating a fake story is easier than ever. But what about the older cases? From a time before Photoshop and the internet, the case of the man from Tord, or Rudolf Fentz, happened long before such tools were available. The theories behind these potential time slips are as fascinating as the stories themselves. Some physicists and theorists believe in the concept of a multiverse, where countless parallel universes exist alongside our own. A person from one reality could, theoretically, accidentally slip into another. This would explain why the man from Tord knew of a country we've never heard of. In his reality, it was real. Others suggest that time isn't linear but a complex, flowing river with eddies and currents. Someone could get caught in a temporal anomaly and be thrown forwards or backward in time. So, what's the truth? Are these just compelling urban legends? Or is there something more to them? The mystery is that we may never know for sure. Most of these cases remain unsolved, filed away as anomalies that defy logical explanation. They become food for thought, fueling our imagination about the possibilities of what lies beyond our understanding of time and space. But let's entertain one final, chilling thought. What if just one of these stories is true? If even a single person has successfully traveled through time, whether on purpose or by accident, what does that mean for us? It would mean that our reality, our history, and our future are not as stable as we think. Time itself could be a fragile, unpredictable dimension that can be crossed, broken, and perhaps even rewritten. The past might not be set in stone, and the future could be a complete unknown. The idea that someone from another time could be walking among us right now is both thrilling and a little terrifying. The next stranger you meet could have a story you'd never believe. Thank you so much for watching. If you're fascinated by mysteries like these, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the unknown. Let us know in the comments which case you find the most compelling. See you next time.